Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, look, I don't think it's new news that Democrat cities have essentially devolved into chaotic, crime-ridden cesspools. And in this case, we're talking about Washington, D.C. that's essentially become a damn war zone. I mean, the so-called capital of the free world where the president lives, where Congress meets, where foreign dignitaries walk, basically the political capital and center of the world, is now overrun by violent thugs and juvenile criminals. In what universe is that acceptable? Well, now we've got a situation that's taken people's attention. The legendary figure known as Big Balls, the Department of Government Efficiency contributor himself, the kid who, from what I remember, dropped out of school so he could donate his time to making the government run better. Well, he was just brutally attacked on the streets of D.C., where apparently he took on 10 criminal young thugs that were attempting to victimize an older woman. And after photos of him surfaced, looking bloody and bruised, well, there now seems to be a heightened focus and emphasis on the crime epidemic, the crime and chaos unleashed on Democrat city streets, and it's about damn time we have that conversation. Let me show you guys everything that's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so basically exactly as I said, we've got Big Balls, the legendary Doge kid who apparently stepped in to save an older woman who was being harassed and targeted by 10 young thugs, little super predators in DC.
The infamous Doge Lieutenant Big Balls was just jumped in D.C. by up to a dozen gang members. Elon Musk says Edward Korestein, known as Big Balls, was assaulted after trying to stop a gang from assaulting a woman in her car. The woman's now safe, but Korestein is left with a concussion.
So that right there is basically the TLDR, but then Donald Trump got word, and well, it looks like things are finally moving.
Are you considering taking over the D.C. police? Is that an option on the table?
We're considering it, yeah, because the crime is ridiculous. I could show you a chart comparing D.C. to other locations, and you're not going to want to see what it looks like. Now, we want to have a great, safe capital, and we're going to have it. And that includes cleanliness and it includes other things. We have a capital that's very unsafe. You know, we just almost lost a young man, beautiful, handsome guy that got the hell knocked out of him the night before last. And I'm going to call him now. We wanted to give him a little recovery time. We just put a call into him. They're calling back in a little while, but he went through a bad situation, put it mildly, and there's too much of it. We're going to do something about it. So whether you call it federalized or what, and that also includes the graffiti that you see, the papers all over the place, the roads that are in bad shape, the medians that are falling down, the median in between roads that's falling down. We're going to beautify the city. We're going to make it beautiful. And what a shame. The rate of crime, the rate of muggings, killings, and everything else, we're not going to let it. And that includes bringing in the National Guard, maybe very quickly, too.
Donald Trump is now talking about a federal overtake of Washington, D.C. You know, the president is pissed, and I'd say rightfully so. And honestly, I'm right there with him, calling for an all-out crackdown when it comes to crime in the nation's capital, and frankly, in all of the nation's great cities. Now, some people might argue, well, oh, it's an overreach, fascism this, fascism that, but I'm not dealing with any of that manipulative nonsense. No, if anything, this is long overdue. We've had years of this building up, out of control youth mobs, brazen robberies, everyday Americans scared to walk on the streets.
Some days I feel unsafe going outside.
Recent shocking acts of violence have some on alert. A recent fatal drive-by shooting, along with a carjacking and beating in this neighborhood near U Street.
Which is insane. I mean, I just live a block this way, so to know that I'm so close to something like that is really terrifying.
So we asked residents what they think city leaders should do immediately to improve safety.
I feel like it's still very dark.
John Roeder says more functioning streetlights would help.
More streetlights, brighter streetlights, which sounds like so easy and simple, but I don't think we have enough of those.
For Cameron Talley, hearing about violence steps from her home.
Oh my word. Right here?
Brings back memories from a year ago.
We got caught in the middle of a drive-by shooting. So that was horrible.
Talley says the city should consider installing blue light emergency phones, seen often on college campuses.
Oh, I see a blue light, I can get to it and call for help.
For Dana Richardson, the quickest path to peace on city streets.
I think they need to do more about the juvenile crime.
He believes young people caught in the criminal justice system need the deterrent of jail time and not freedom while awaiting their fate.
I think it's because they keep on letting them go. No deterrent.
And again, this is the capital of the United States, the heart of global political power, and you can't even walk to dinner at night without thinking that you might get robbed by a 13-year-old? It's completely insane and unacceptable. But of course, if you say anything about it because of the racial component, when it comes to the individuals that are committing these crimes, what does the left say? Well, they say it's racist. Because as we know, any talk of accountability or enforcing the law is always racism. What they want is more social workers and more money burned down the frickin' drain as these neighborhoods continue to deteriorate. You know, one thing's obvious, and that's that Democrats and social justice activists do not take the issue of black crime seriously. Here's a perfect example.
I'm just going to tell you right now, the plight of American hero Big Balls has set off a firestorm in the Republican Party. This kid,
he
goes out on the street,
just infiltrated all of our information.
He protects a woman from being attacked by a roving street gang, and he had the crap kicked out of him. And, you know, we had a congressional intern murdered not too long ago. I'm just telling you, Republicans right now have about had it with the violence and the idea that you can't even walk around D.C. right now without getting attacked by street gangs.
Don't we have laws on the books already?
400 carjackings, they're not being enforced.
You know, Scott Jennings is talking about a serious issue here, and an issue that, mind you, is very pertinent to black communities. And the CNN panelist next to him is literally laughing in his face. Laughing while black communities are suffering the consequences of unchecked crime. You know, these people tell you that you're racist for pointing this stuff out, but I'd argue it's the exact opposite, if anything. The people who identify the problem clearly, who signal disagreement and discomfort, those are the people who care. The people who laugh and play racial grift games, those are the bad people. And that's really the most ironic part of this whole thing, is that these Democrats pretend to care about black communities, but when crime is literally destroying their neighborhoods, they laugh in your face for mentioning it. They downplay it. They say, oh, well, just another right-wing exaggeration of what's going on. I mean, a right-wing exaggeration. You got people being shot dead every day. Young kids, sometimes innocent people in the crossfire. You know, the truth is we gave Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton a whole lot of flack for the whole super predators thing, but maybe that was a mistake. Maybe that was just a political talking point that was politically expedient in the election. You know, label Joe Biden as the architect of mass incarceration, but fundamentally, they might have been right. There is a super predator problem in big Democrat cities. I mean, when you've got an epidemic of 12-year-old kids robbing people at gunpoint.
An unusual group of bank robbers is behind bars in Houston. They're being called the Little Rascals. That's because they're just 11, 12, and 16 years old.
5 people ranging in age from 12 to 16 are under arrest for a one-night crime spree with 6 different victims. This started Friday night in the U of M area when a man was robbed at gunpoint. Police say the kids then stole a car near East High School, robbed a man in his driveway on Bayless, and then headed to Midtown.
You're looking at a group of teenagers caught on camera terrorizing this neighborhood.
And they don't even live over here.
Whitney Frazier says they're anywhere from 10 to 14 years old, going around breaking into cars, threatening and robbing people.
Well, then obviously you've got a problem. This is not normal. This is not sustainable. And President Trump is right. We need a declaration of emergency. Flood the streets with law enforcement. Start prosecuting again. Enough of all this academic jargon and socioeconomic issues. Ooh, actually, it's the CIA's fault. Enough with the pseudo-intellectual crap and restore law and order. The streets are completely out of control, and my belief is that the president should do something drastic. It's unfrickin' believable, this gang culture, this violent criminal culture, flashing guns, pants sagging, violent armed robberies, and organized crime, or really hardly organized crime, dysfunctional, chaotic crime on the streets. We gotta stop pretending that this is just a normal element of living in a free society. It's complete crap. Any self-respecting society shouldn't accept this, and you are not a racist for feeling that way. You're a good person with basic frickin' standards. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.